get in a while. I think it's finally time to let it go.
All right, people. Here we are again, another episode of If It Podcast coming to you. I'm not reaching very far down the road, actually. I have Brad Barr from Brothers coming in, a Montreal liver. Not a liver. He lives in Montreal.
And I have a liver.
He definitely has a liver. And we're just reaching out to touch base. We've been trying to set this up for a while, and I'm so happy that we finally did. The Barr Brothers just put out a record on October 17th, Let It Hiss. And this is after an 8-year repos, we'll say, in proper French. And Brad was also in The Slip, and usually dabbles in a lot of indie folk, indie rock, singer-songwriter, an outstanding songwriter. And I was just saying how much Let It Hiss is just resounding with me so well. Brad, thanks so much for taking some time and sharing some of you and your music.
Well, thanks for having us, and thanks for doing this podcast and getting the word out about a lot of cool music that I, discovered through this podcast. It's really a service to the Montreal, music community and greater community. So thank you.
Well, that's really sweet of you. It's a passion. I love music. I've been doing it forever, and writing about it, blogging about it. So I just feel privileged that I get to talk to such amazing artists that I've been listening to forever. And the same goes too with you, Brad. I've been a longtime fan, follower. There were one of your songs I think I probably listened to about 1,000 million times, Orphelia.
Oh, wait,
Is that?
do you mean, hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. I know the song you mean. It's not Orphelia, it's, Oscilla.
Yes. Yes.
Oscilla. Off of, it's the first or last song off the, Alta Falls EP, right?
That's it.
Wow, that's no, I was not expecting that song.
Well, it has such, I don't know, it just grabs me every time. And sometimes I get scared that I'm going to listen to things too much, and then I'll just be like, all right, I've worn it out. That song will never wear out. It's going to be like one of my all-time songs when I eventually get put back into the ground where I came from.
You want to know why? That means a lot to me to hear is because that was the song that when I was in the hospital after my son was born, leading up to him being born, and in those few days after he was born when we had to stay at the hospital for a few days, I just walking the halls, because we're mixing that EP at the same time, and I was just walking the halls with this brand new baby in my arm, listening to that mix over and over again. That one and May 4th, because that was actually the day he was born, was May 4th. So that song is really special. Every time the first notes come in, I'm really transported right back to that moment when he was born.
It's such a song that brings you to this place that's familiar and comfortable and soothing for me. So I wanted to start with that.
Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you.
Brad, I heard that your interest in music, this is a long time coming. Your dad was a dentist, and I've been, I've been following you, listening to podcasts about you and stuff. And this story kind of, I just love it, that your dad was a dentist who did, dental work, and that there was a musician or a client that didn't have the funds to pay, but was going to pay in music lessons for you and your brother Andrew.
Yeah.
How old were you when that circumstance happened?
I was probably about 16. Andrew's 14. Maybe a little younger, but I think about 16 and 14. That that relationship continued. So the first guy that came to town was Abdul Doumbia, came from Bamako, in the country of Mali, and to teach at Brown University, and that was the case. Actually, I think Abdul actually had the money because he had just been hired at Brown.
Okay.
It was his like cousin Esau who
Hmm.
came, um, and Esau did not have money, and Esau had really bad teeth. And my dad fixed them up, and of course, yeah, like you said, he traded dental work for drum lessons. So Andrew started
Oh,
taking this is djembes
okay.
and junjuns, and um, after a few months of that, they like Esau and his brothers and cousins would invite Andrew and I over to their house to just hang out while
Hmm.
they watched TV and played drums. And they would not watch the show that was on. They'd keep the show muted, but when the commercials would come on, they'd unmute and watch the commercials and laugh at the commercials. Show would come back on, they'd mute it, and then we'd play. And
Oh, fun.
yeah, it gave us a
Yeah.
really good sense of the sort of like the plasticity of a groove. Like, okay,
Yeah.
everyone's doing this, everyone's locked into the same thing. Nobody's no but when it comes time to the different soloists to do something, that's when it becomes very much an improvisation.
Mhm.
So so everyone holding it down, the soloist going off, and then pass it off, which is kind of like how jazz works.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
But
that.
like all the smiles and laughter, like
Yeah.
it's all about trying to, like, either kind of outdo the guy before you, or make everybody laugh with some like kind of incredibly inventive statement and twist on the rhythm. So I think at a young age, we that was really impressed upon us,
Yeah.
along
Yeah.
along with the idea of helping people out. Our dad was, sort of just he never said it out loud, like, always
Mm,
help people when they need it, but through his work and through his deeds, he really transmitted that, like, if you see someone on the side of the highway with their hood up in the air, pull
mm,
over.
mm.
Uh, if there's someone begging for money or something, my dad would always give them some money, and use your work to do
Yeah.
some kind of service as well,
Yeah.
which I I fail at miserably, but I at least am, have that sort of, goal to shoot for. Can I make
Totally.
music somehow useful to people?
Well, I mean, my hands up. Yes,
Yes.
you
Yes.
I mean, for me. So thank you.
Oh
I
yeah.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Um, my question, like, when did that spark though, Brad? Like, why did you want to do that? Like, what was it about music that at such a young age you were so drawn to and attracted to and really wanted it to be like? It seems like you knew at that time that music was going to be involved in your life somehow, um, as you
Uh,
got older.
yes, for sure. I mean, back then it was just it was less about, you know trying to, do anything altruistic or healing with music. It was, I just wanted to, I wanted to rock out as much as any other kid that had MTV in their house. And my brother and I also just acknowledged that it was kind of the coolest thing we had. It was either skateboarding or music,
Hmm, hmm,
and I think once we met those guys from West Africa, we saw just how kind of integrated it could be in life, in a like in a really fun way, and saw how deep it could go.
right,
I
right.
think that was the thing. I'm glad I caught on to the fact that music just keeps getting cooler
Hmm,
the deeper you go. So it kept us always kind of scratching below the surface of whatever new thing we discovered. So if it was uh, some cool, Miles Davis record, it's like, oh, well, okay,
hmm,
who's playing on that? Oh, it's John McLaughlin. Oh, who's John McLaughlin playing with? Mahavishnu, Zakir Hussain, Ravi Shankar. And,
hmm.
just kind of being able to follow it and then take whatever we could and adapt some part of our playing that way. So, but yeah, it was a very, very early age. Andrew and I discovered that, but really in the beginning, it was just fascination with rock and roll and whatever images we were seeing on MTV
Right.
and cool records, cool record covers. You know,
Yeah.
smoking weed.
Yeah, totally. Like the record cover was always just like, it just looks so good. It must be good. Like it's
Yeah.
so intriguing. It's opening these doors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
for me, it was cassettes. Cassettes
right.
were my sort of gateway into the material world of music,
Mm,
and I loved cassettes. I you know still have my like crates of cassettes, and
right.
yeah,
And
they're magic.
they're coming back again. It seems like records are always there. Cassettes kind of weave in and out of the
Yeah,
culture of music now and then, and it seems like there's lots of people put out cassettes now, which is great. I got rid of
yeah.
my cassette player, so I'm like, God
Gonna say it's very
damn.
it's hard. Yeah, you can find them. I've got a
Yeah.
couple. I have a couple kicking around. I bring one to every show with me. I have a little handheld cassette that. So I still buy up cassettes when I find interesting ones. But
Nice. Yeah.
and Let It Hiss came out on. There was a limited edition cassette, so I don't have one yet, but it's out there somewhere.
Awesome. And Brad, how do you and your brother collaborate? Like, could you walk us through that timeline a bit? Like, was was it you that was going to Andrew saying, "Hey, yeah, we want to rock out," and was it a mutual thing? And then how did that evolve as you guys got older into becoming the Barr Brothers, or I guess the Slip,
Ah,
and then
yeah.
right the Barr Brothers? Like,
Yeah.
what was that evolution between the two of you as brothers?
Hmm. Well, Andrew's always been very supportive, kind of taking a really supportive role in our relationship, including music, including just being his own personality is that of a like he's a giver. He
Mm,
wants to like bolster whatever's happening there. He wants to make it come in and make it more interesting and more alive. So, and I think I was always a little more introspective. I kind of squirrel away and come up with riffs and the occasional lyric. It was it was and then in high school we played like every single night. We went to a boarding school in Massachusetts. That was because it had a good music program. All the music departments in Providence we weren't really that excited about, but even at age 15, 13, we're like we want to be around music, and this school happened to have a good music program. We got a scholarship there, and we're playing music every night at this school. So that's where a lot of the language came together.
mm,
We were listening to a lot of Grateful Dead, a lot of classic rock, and started just sort of stretching out there. We were really focused on the instrumentation, like on the sorry on the instrumental side of music. I didn't, and the whole sort of all the years of the Slip, really the end of the '90s and the first half of the 2000s was really focused on just the instrumental side. In
mm,
fact, the songwriting, my songwriting didn't really take off, I would say, until I moved to Montreal in 2005
mm,
and started. I don't know. I guess it was like maybe one of the first big life shifts for me
yeah.
moving here. But the way Andrew and I worked in the Slip, it was really just jamming. We would
Mm,
jam. We had a third guy, Mark Friedman, on the bass, and most of that stuff came out of us, trying to be a kind of an electric, revved up, danceable jazz band, which
mm.
is a weird thing to aspire to. I don't really recommend it. Um, but
Mm,
but for us, a lot of the playing was really just about interacting in this language and
okay,
jamming.
okay.
So yeah, then and terrible songwriting, terrible terrible singing, terrible songwriting. I didn't
Right.
really start to figure out my voice until I was about 30, I'd say,
Wow.
and moved to Montreal and started focusing on that side of things.
Right. And what was that process
Yeah.
like, Brad, of finding your voice and wanting to put it out there more?
Well, it came it came on the heels of like my first sort of big breakup in my life, so like a 7-year relationship coming to an end.
Mm.
So a good dose of heartache helped.
Yeah.
Moving to a new city and feeling kind of anonymous and like I didn't know anybody. I knew Andrew. Andrew moved a month before me, and I
Okay.
followed him just because I felt like I needed a change too
Mm.
from Boston. So having this kind of voyeuristic um, angle to Montreal, having this recent heartbreak, the slip had kind of decided to break up as well. So I was really like,
Mm.
it was like a major discomfort, I guess, a major upheaval, and I guess that would have been a testament to the fact that these kind of shakeups can really have be the bedrock or really the firmament for a very creative process that's about to happen.
Yeah, totally. And that process of, was it like just practicing a ton and like playing with other people? Like how does one go about, like, how did you eventually realize, okay,
Mhm.
I'm getting to the spot where I want to be with my voice and I feel like I can,
Mhm.
I can put that out there, and instrumentation a little bit behind it a bit
Well,
more.
well, I have a friend, one of my closest friends. His name is Nathan Moore. Nathan Moore from Virginia,
Mm.
not from the UK, and he's a songwriter. And I met Nathan in about around 98 or 99, and then I would watch Nathan do his shows where like people would be laughing and just him by himself on the guitar, laughing and crying during a single song. He could just hold a room hold a room's attention with just the humanity in his songs.
Mm.
Um, and I I'm lucky to have got to hang out with Nathan a lot. I definitely suggest looking up his music. He's Nathan Moore. .org in from Virginia. Um, so I had a really good mentor as far as like what a song can be.
Mm.
I just hadn't really had the time because the slip was doing so much touring. We just tour and tour, and I guess I I finally in 2005 had a chance to pause and look at my own songwriting,
Mm.
and I thought about Nathan. He was this sort of like diamond that I could shoot for. And uh, I guess that's when I really started paying close attention to the lyrics
Mm.
and to and to my own voice, making sure that I was writing in the right keys for my voice.
Right.
Feeling comfortable, not trying to sing as much as it was kind of telling some of my own experiences.
Yeah.
Um, I think that had a lot to it.
Yeah.
Still working. I mean, I think "Let It Hiss" is probably the closest I've gotten to that.
Mm.
But
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
that was it.
the record is, outstanding, and I can feel that maturity of time and practice and effort and contemplation going into it. How do you approach songwriting, Brad? Like, what circumstances need to be around you for it to be able to blossom? Because I know that before Let It Hiss came out, there was a period where you know you weren't putting much out for the world
Yeah.
to see. Is it a long process for you to come with a song, or sometimes it's like lightning in a bottle and it just strikes? Like, could you talk us a little
Oh,
about your process of writing?
sure. It's usually a long process. Like
Hmm.
the song I'm working on the most right now, I think I started that. I must have started that like the first riff probably came around 6 years ago. The first words came probably about 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just getting to the chorus now. Uh, I take a I don't I'm not a good study in like how to write a song.
Mm,
The songs themselves are I would stand by them as like, you know, good, all good songs, but the process for me is really kind of feels like working with mercury. It feels like I could I've been clocking in every day for the last week and a half, and I haven't gotten much.
mm,
You know, I kind of like sometimes I find airports are places where
mm,
I end up writing a lot.
mm,
I find when my body is in motion,
mm,
my thoughts and my songwriting. I wrote some verses on a ferry recently.
mm,
I seem to enjoy writing in motion.
mm.
Um, but I don't have like I don't have a really great practice for punching the clock.
Right, right.
And coming up with results. In fact, if anyone's got any suggestions, I'm wide open to it.
Is it just a matter of though, like you said, stamping that, stamping in, okay, it's focus time here. Like even if it comes up with nothing, that you just allot that time, that necessary time that it takes to.
No, no. I wish it. I wish it were. I wish it were. Like today, I guess I mentioned I've been at the studio every day. That's
Right.
just to like. There's just like a half a dozen sort of little projects I've been meaning to finish, mostly for other people.
Okay.
It's all kind of procrastination on my stuff. I what I do is I something arrives. It's usually got something to do with the instrument. The instrument feels good
Mm,
in this position at this place in the neck and this line, and I try and grab one lyric. If I can grab one lyric at the moment of its inception,
mm,
uh, I can usually carry that song with me for sometimes, you know, years and years. If there's a line that's like at least then I have something to kind of latch onto
right.
and you know, sort of churn on a little bit and sometimes put it down for 2 years and I'll still remember, "Oh, okay, that there's that one there's that one word, that one name or somebody's name or
Right.
just one little line." So I have learned that if I can attach a lyric quick enough to a sort of melodic or chordal idea, the song stands a chance.
I like to you've been putting some posts on Instagram lately where you're showing different, fingering on the fret on the neck of, instruments of like, all right, you can play G here, move it down here. And it like I just find like I love that. And it's so inspiring to see how you can change the chord structure and then throw in all of these different little elements and it just like augments really quickly. I've just been loving those videos that you've been posting lately about
Thank you.
different chords.
Well, you know, I figure I'm 50 this year,
Hmm,
and I think it's probably time to start sharing some of my little secrets. You know,
yeah,
like
totally.
anything could happen now, and it's a good. I mean, it's not that morbid. It's really just, you know, like why not just
Yeah,
share some things. I actually I really have liked the correspondences I've
yeah.
developed through that. People write me with more questions or
Hmm,
asking me if I could post this song, and I think it's sort of a role I didn't really expect to enjoy that much, but
yeah,
that of like being able to teach these things because
hmm,
um,
yeah.
I
Social
never thought
media,
I had a knack.
oh,
Yeah.
you do. I mean, it's your delivery is so calm and like it it feels effortlessly, and I pick up my guitar. I'm like, I can't fucking do that. Wait a minute, rewind that video again. Um,
Well,
it's
I try and do a couple really simple ones,
yeah,
then a
yeah,
couple more challenging ones,
yeah.
play a
That's
song here and
awesome.
there. But I'm glad it's been inspiring.
Yeah, well, the
That's all I
discourse
really care
too.
about.
I really appreciate it too. Just reading what
Mm.
people comment and that interaction. I mean, it's through the X's and O's, but it's still it has meaning to it. I find and
Yeah,
it's fun to bring communities together, even though you might not. Well, you don't know any of these people, but you have this commonality, which is really cool.
Yeah, and now I kind of feel like I do actually. There's at least a handful, at least a dozen or more people that have like reached out, direct message or something, and
Mm.
I've gotten a couple of students through it. People I do like Zoom
Oh,
lessons with
fun.
through that, and
That's wicked. That's wicked.
yeah, I like being able to pass along some information. But I mean, I think any guitar player, any musician that's put in any time in their instrument has something to share. I learned. I think it also came up from learning a lot. Just once I finally decided, okay, I'll sign on to Instagram and I'll sign up and I'll put my name down and started scrolling a bit. I was like, oh, I'm learning a lot from these players. Maybe I can
Yeah,
lend my voice to that conversation.
totally. Well, I mean, and the ultimate is putting a record out, I think,
Hmm.
of connecting with the world. Once it's out there, it's out there. I mean, regardless of the plastic it's on or the cassette reel that it spins in. Um, I wanted to talk about Let It Hiss and the collaborations. You seem to have connected with some really kindred souls that um, just you created these really amazing songs together. How did those collaborations? I mean, I imagine they were all a little bit different, but did you
Hmm.
know ahead of time like that you were going to reach out to certain collaborators for certain songs?
Um, no,
Hmm.
not until the songs were basically done.
Okay.
Um, did I did I really? Andrew and I figure it out. We like I said, it took quite a while to get all the songs to the point where we felt like we could see them and hear
Hmm.
who would sound good on them.
Right.
Um, and we wanted to have the thing kind of in shape before we pitched it to a friend.
Hmm.
So like with Jim James on that song English Harbor. Uh, I we've been friends since like 2006 or 2007 when the Slip opened for My Morning Jacket,
Okay.
and then the Barr Brothers opened for My Morning Jacket again
Hmm.
in like 2017 or something, and I always knew there was going to be an opportunity to ask Jim to sing. His voice is one of my favorite voices in rock and roll and folk music. So, um, and English Harbor was, I mean, the melody at the beginning, I think I just always heard Jim. I feel like I was maybe doing an impression of what I would think Jim James would hear on that song when I in the opening line there, opening
Yeah.
melody. Um and and I think just yeah, there was a real feeling of like, okay, we've been working this record by, just pretty much by ourselves, Andrew and I in our studio here, which is where I am. Let's get some friends involved. Elizabeth Powell, we called Elizabeth for the song "Run Right Into It." It was kind of like once the thing was more or less done, it was very easy to say like this one's for Lizzie, this one's for Ariel, this one's for Klô Pelgag,
It's such a good song, that
Moonbeam.
one. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we knew we wanted Chloe to sing on that,
Mm.
and and then we realized, oh, it'd be so nice to have her sing in French. Obviously, that's her
Yeah.
language. So she took it and transcribed my verse that was written in English, transcribed it into French, like poetically, like
Right.
she sent back verses to me, like, do you think is this an okay? How do you feel about this? I took some liberties here. I was like, yes, it's all perfect if you like singing it. Um, and she nailed it. Both Chloe and Jossie Adams, who sang on English Harbor, both sent us back these like wicked vocal arrangements, like more than I ever could have anticipated myself. Like they probably should have gotten some kind of like producer credit on that because the
Mm.
the parts that they gave were more than just I'll sing a backup vocal. They were like very, in my opinion, now integral to the song.
That's impressive. And
Yeah,
Brad, kind of like you've had a bit of distance. The record came out in October. How
yeah.
how are you feeling about it? How are you feeling about it being out there now and people having listened to it and reading reviews, and feedback from, family and friends and stuff. Where are you at with it? Did it end up the way that you had envisioned it to?
Yeah, I would say 100% it did. I mean,
Mm.
I I envision myself, um, I have a wild imagination and a lot of delusion. So like, I I won't even admit to half the things that I, envisioned. But the fact is, I'm so happy with the way the record turned out that's the only thing I really need to concern myself with as far as how I'm happy with. Like the state of the music industry makes it more and more difficult to know what kind of an impact the thing it has. We could go on and on about where the state of the music industry is and how an artist or a band has to struggle and
Mm-hmm.
what it takes these days. But I knew all that going into this, and there's things I can accept about the world I'm in and the music business, and really just had to focus on like, am I the most honest I can be on this record, and are these songs being produced in the kind of the coolest way possible, the most like delightful way? Like, are people gonna do I think people will get something out of this, including myself? And the answer has just always been yes. So I don't I don't really I can't really require that much more of a record.
Right.
So yeah.
Beautifully said. I love it.
Uh,
Um,
Thank you.
and it is delightful in listening
Yeah,
to it. You achieved that for me again as well. Um,
good.
Brad, in kind of bringing things to a close here, again, thanks so much for taking some time. This has been such a treat. Your
Yeah, same
insight
here.
and thoughtfulness into the questions I ask. It's been great to have this conversation. Um, what can we expect down the road for the Barr Brothers into 2026? I see that you do have some tour dates and stuff.
Yeah.
What can you tell us?
Um, so we have plans to release at least one or two songs. This are our plans.
Yep.
We'll see if we can stick to them. But to release one or two songs that were outtakes from Let It Hiss before the tour. So in February, we're hoping to release at least one, maybe two songs that didn't make the record. Really beautiful songs that just were kind of like misfits.
Mm.
We have February, March, April, May going through Eastern US, Midwest and Western United States into Canada, and yeah, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec, Hamilton, and I think. So yeah, North America, some Europe, um, and then we a couple things. Well, we wanted to keep releasing music. That's the main thing. Is like, it took 8 years to get this record out. That was for a lot of reasons. There's for a lot of reasons that I think where we've arrived now, it's like let's just keep putting stuff out. Like I think we got over that hump,
Mm.
and now it's like I just want to keep producing. We have a whole uh, Sleeping Operator 2, which are about 10 or 12 songs that were left off the
Wow.
first Sleeping Operator from 2014 that are all like pretty much ready to go. So there's a whole like Sleeping Operator 2 that we almost released it before Let It Hiss, but I didn't want to kind of muddy the waters of the
Right.
new
Okay.
release. So that should come out, I'm hoping, at the in fall of 2026, Sleeping Operator 2, if not early 2027.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna put out a record of another solo record.
Great. Great.
Um, yeah, this one with singing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've only ever put out instrumental solo
Right.
records, so
Mm-hmm.
because usually my best songs I save for the Barr Brothers, but I think I'm starting to see the ones that, okay, this can go this way, this can go
Right. Right.
to my solo, this can go to the Barr Brothers. So I'm hoping to at least release a single or two by the end of the spring, I've got a few songs. I've been really enjoying playing solo sets lately too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andrew's been out with Mumford and Sons a lot.
Right.
He's the drummer in that band, so
Hmm.
I've been getting this opportunity to play some solo shows and feeling really, just really lucky to have that space and feeling like I can finally, what's the word? I can finally really sink into it for what it is and all the potential
Yeah.
that a solo set has and the potential to connect in smaller rooms with people that are like listening. So that's been so fun. I'm very excited to do more of that. But
Cool.
yeah, that's a
You're a busy guy, Brad.
yeah. Well, I
And you
gotta
got a lot happening all the way into 2027, 2028. I'm so happy to hear about a new solo release possible
oh yeah.
down the road. And I will definitely try to come and check out one of those solo performances if they pop up if I'm in and about town.
I'm gonna do one in January somewhere. I've got a few people I've been calling about just booking something. So yeah, I intend to, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to attend,
Yeah.
and I'd love to meet you in person as well. It's been a real pleasure.
Likewise.
And I just wish you all the best, Brad, with this new record, which is just outstanding. People go get it, listen to it, catch a show if you can, buy a record or a cassette. Support these artists; they need it. Thanks so much, Brad. This has been great.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, thanks for taking the time. Thanks for your thoughtful questions, and I do hope to meet you in person.
Awesome.
Later.
Once I caught me a moonbeam and held it up for everyone to see. It's sort of like having a best friend, someone that knew everything about me. Somewhere in northern Ohio, we went swimming and he went out too deep. If anyone asks me, I don't know what became of the moonbeam, what became of me.
Je me faufilerai par la fenêtre, par le tuyau qui traverse la rue, de l'autre côté du jardin, à l'endroit précis où on s'était vu. Mes amis m'ont dit tôt ou tard, il te laissera tomber sur le
just play along. If I could settle this song.